YouTube, what up? Unfortunately, we are not doing a bit chop. You can see my guy just got a fresh retwist. I would love to cut him off, but you can see he get a fade underneath his dreads. He asked me for a high skin fade with some enhancements, so that's what we proceed to give him. First, you want to start by combing out the hair. You can see my client hair was a little bit nappy and like matted up, whatever you want to call it. But you just want to separate the hair from the dreads. And he want me to cut all the hair down and then give him a fade. So then I come with my 0.5 guard close and I'm going with the grain. And notice I am pulling the hair back because I don't want the guard to get stuck in his dreads and pull out any of them hairs that's already twisted. So just be very careful when you are getting real close to the root of the dread, because you do not want to damage it or cut it out. Trust me, your client will not be happy. These dreadhead clients, man, they are built from a different cloth. Like, I'm really surprised he even asked me to even cut down the hair that's real close to the dreads, because they usually be like, nah, just keep that hair, bro. You know, like, they can still pull that. My stylist can still pull that and twist it. I'm like, man, y'all boys is crazy. But then we proceed to put in our first initial ball guideline once we got the hair knocked down. And I'm going in with my Tune 45 clipper. And you see I started the fade right at the bottom of the vertical bar. He's not going to have no C cup. He wanted the high fade. But instead of me just putting this guideline going straight across, I kind of gave it a little bit of a drop just to contour it to my client head shape a little bit. So just keep that in mind, man. Always contour your fades to your client's head shape and they will come out looking way better. You have to tailor the haircut to your client's head shape. And I really like setting in my bald lines like this now because they do not leave a harsh guideline for me to take out. And we're going to make sure this guideline is nice and straight. Remember, you never want to put in a sloppy guideline. If you put in sloppy guidelines, your fade is going to come out sloppy. So then we use the foil shaver. My client can go all the way down to the skin. Always ask in a consultation, can you take the foil shaver? Because a lot of clients cannot use the shaver and they will bump right up. And that's not good either. So always ask before you use the shaver. By the way, I'm going to be dropping a lot of gems in this video. You can see my client hair is growing crazy on this side. So we picked up the Tune 45 clipper and we're going up about let's say, man, I think us barbers never know how much we going up, but we just gonna say we going up about a half an inch. And you can see his hair is growing sideways. This side gave me a lot of problems, but I say that side for last just to really break it down for y'all and show y'all how I really faded out that side. But we just going straight across the head, just keeping this guideline nice and consistent. And we going over it multiple times to really make sure we have it down to that no guard open. Now to take out this line, it's the same exact steps. We start close and we start to tap at that line. Once you see that line shift, you're going to see me open up my lever one notch. Now you're going to see me start to tap at this guideline. Once this guideline shift up, you're going to open up your lever again and you should be halfway in your notches and you should be at the very top of that guideline. If that line is not out, just go back and repeat the same exact steps. If your line does not come out after you repeat them same exact steps, it's fine. Don't panic, don't trip. Whatever you put that line in with, that's what you take that line out with. I picked back up my 245 trimmer because that's what I put the line in, just using the corner of the blade just to remove the rest of that line. Then we throw on the 0.5 guard, and I am open, and I'm going up about another ½ an inch. And I'm not gonna lie, I stretch out majority of my fades. The only time you're gonna see me really do a tighter blend if the client asks for it, or if they come in and show me a picture and I see it's a tighter blend. Other than that, I am stretching out the fade, and 99% of the time your clients are not even going to notice the difference. So to take out this guideline, you go halfway in the lever, and you want to be halfway in that guideline. Once you see that guideline lighten up, you will close the lever and you will go at the very bottom of the guideline, and you will start to see your transition lighten up. Now I know this 0.5 close is not going to take this line out completely. I will have to come back with no guard open to take out the rest of the line. But I still keep the 0.5 on, and I go with the grain, and I am closed now just to lighten up how dark it was at the top of the fade. Then I come back no guard open, just using the corner of my blade, and I am taking out the rest of that line that the 0.5 left over. I am not using the full blade when taking out this line because I do not want to risk bringing the fade up. So I'm going to be using a lot of the corners and just nitpicking at my spots. Now here's a good technique. You come down with the grain with no guard, and this will help you smooth out them dark spots and really get that blurry effect that you are looking for. Now with me doing this, just look how much cleaner that fade look. That's blurry. That's a good technique, but I will only use this on coarse hair because it's way more forgiving. I would not use that technique on straight hair. You would patch your client. But for coarse hair, you can use it all day long and it will make your blends a lot more smoother. And now we're just doing some last minute detail work. I am not really focused on making this cut super clean right now. I'm going to come back and really do my final detailing once everything is lined up. But then I threw back on my 0.5 guard open, just trying to lighten up some of them dark spots that I see. Then we're just gonna move on right to the back. And here's another gem for you guys. Every time when you set your guidelines in for the back, always make your guidelines a lot more wider than you would make the sides. The back of the head is way more dense than the sides are, meaning in the back of your client's head is going to be a lot darker than what the sides would be. The sides are usually a lot more lighter and the back is a lot more darker. So that's why it's good to stretch out the guidelines in the back of the head so you can give yourself way more room to fade and you can actually see your blend. But we just repeating the same exact steps. Right now I have my 0.5 guard on. I was just halfway in the lever. Now I am all the way closed, and now I'm just hitting the very bottom of that guideline. I know this 0.5 is not going to remove that line completely, but we just soften it up. Now we're just going to keep the 0.5 on closed, and we're just going to come with the grain just to remove some more of that bulk, just to lighten it up a little bit. Then we're going to come back against the grain with the 0.5 open and fade right into it. And you can see how much that helped my transition already. Now we're going to come back no guard open, just using the corner of the blade, getting rid of that line that was left over from the 0.5 guard. And I don't know if you guys noticed yet, but I am only using one guard, and that is just the 0.5. The 0.5 guard, and I'm using no guard and just doing a lot of corner cutting and just nitpicking at my spots. And you can see I'm using that technique again with no guard, going with the grain just to smooth out the blend and trying to remove some of them dark spots. And this thing is starting to get real blurry. And my client, for some reason, had waves going on. It's super hard to like fade waves, man. You just have to really detail and lock in to really get the blend that you're looking for. But on this side, you can see my client's hair is really growing sideways. So we just going to repeat the same exact steps, and I'm going to walk you guys through and really get into really deep detail on how I faded out this side. So we started close and we start to just tap at the guideline. And once that guideline shift up, we would gradually open up our lever until the lines completely faded out. But for this side, since the hair is really growing sideways, I had to hit it from the side. I had to go straight up with it. I had to put in a lot more work on this side just to get the blend I was looking for. And you can see now that I had the 0.5 guard on, you see me going sideways, you see me going straight up and down because the hair was just growing all over the place. To be completely honest, this side was really annoying me. It was super tedious. And I'm still open, like I'm still trying to really get it down to its desired length. Then I just went halfway in the lever. Now I should be halfway in the guideline. But when you're dealing with situations like this, just stay patient and just stick with your system. And just keep going over that same spot until your blend start to really come to life. Now I close the lever up all the way, and now I am at the very bottom of the guideline. Now we're going to go down with the grain to smooth out that transition at the top a little bit. Now we're going to take the guard off, and now you're just going to see me really doing a lot of using my corners to really get this blend the way I want it to look. It's really like that 0.5 guard really did not do nothing. You can see how choppy it was looking compared to the other side when I got finished with the 0.5. But this side I really had to do a lot of detail work to really get that blend to look the way I wanted it to look. And that technique, man, going with the grain with no guard, man, is a life changer. And just look how much that technique just brought this blend all the way together. And that thing just got blurry really fast. But it still needs work. So that's why I'm just doing a lot of lever play, man. I'm going from open, I'm going to close, I'm going to halfway in the lever. I'm all over the place to really get this transition blurry. Now, where I'm at in the fade, that determines where I need to be with the lever. If I'm all the way at the bottom, I need to be all the way closed. If I'm halfway in the fade, I need to be halfway in the lever. If I'm all the way at the top, then I can be all the way open. Now we're going to work on the front hairline. He told me to just knock down everything. Usually I wouldn't knock the hair down all the way because I'm really not like a big fan of it. But this is the client's request. I don't argue with my clients. So I just threw back on the 0.5 guard open, and we just knocked down all the hair on his front hairline. I did not close it. I just stayed open because I didn't want to make it too light. and you can see all that hair that he had. So once I knocked it down, I just came back and just faded it out real fast. Now, right at the tip of the edge, I closed the lever and I just hit the tips. Then we come back with some alcohol. You see me really scrubbing his hairline area just to make sure I have it clean as possible. I did put some holding spray on there, but my camera ended up cutting off. My apologies. Now we're just gonna line up his vertical bars. And once you do that, you can really see where you need to line your client up at. It lines right up for you. Just imagine the line in your head and just place the line where it needs to be. Use your imagination. I always start right in the middle for your balance. And then you just tap and go. Really, with these edge ups, man, you really want to take your time. You don't want to ever rush an edge up. Always take your time. Tap and go. Make sure you have the client head where you need it to be. And just go to work. Now we're going to start right back in the middle because everything flows right from the center of the edge up. And we're just going to make a line going straight across. Trying to make it straight as possible. Always make sure that you are popping out that corner. That corner is what really stands your edge up. Now once both sides are lined up, I like to come back, I like to look at it, and I like to adjust as needed. And you see, every time when I adjust, I always start right back in the middle. Clean. He did want enhancements, so I come in with my Beam Team compressor, and the color that I am using is Honest Black. And I'm spraying it right on the card and letting it mist right on the hairline. And all enhancement does, man, is it just enhances the cut. You can see my client really did not need enhancements, but he requested it, and that's what I gave him. Then I came back with some Tune 45 fibers, and I'm just doing light taps. And this is just going to give the client, you know, more of a natural hair feeling than just using the color and just the client having like that little glossy look. Then I come back with the pencil, and I'm just going to do very light taps, trying to make a thin line as possible. This is the Precision Pack pencil. This is the Tune 45 product as well. Also, when you are using a pencil, try to make the line close to the hairline as possible. You do not want to make a thick line. You want it to be super thin. So then when you come back with your trimmer, it should blend right into the skin. Then I come with my Tune 45 straight razor. This is my Turkish style razor, and I named her Pink Panther. You just want to clean up the edge area. This cut came out clean. This was my first time cutting him, man. Now that the hairline is done, everything is lined up. This is when I like to really lock in and start detailing out my fade. Just using the trimmer, just hitting the bottom of the line. and just hitting all them little dark spots that I see. But I went crazy on this one. Then we're gonna come back with the clipper, lever open, just hitting them dark spots. This thing clean. Blurry. This thing gas. Come on, man. You can't tell me that ain't clean, man. I snapped. Like this was a hard haircut to do just because how his hair grew on this side. Like, look what I turned that to, bro. That's real life art. But this is how my client came in looking. It was my first time cutting his hair, and I think I smoked this haircut. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, if you like any tools that I used in this video, hit the link down below and it will automatically give you your 10% off at checkout. And as you've been using my new system, comment down below and let me know how it's been going for you. Then I asked him right here, yo bro, you like the cut? He said, yeah. I'm out ya.